Welcome back to our 16th episode of Not Fully Qualified.
Can you believe it?
16 is my favorite number. Yes, because of my birthday, which also just recently happened. So, sweet 16. We're joined by Katsu, who is our resident gardener. She's been pruning all of our plants, digging up all of our grass. And right now, and she's been eating, we have an oak tree, she's been eating a lot of the acorns, giving the squirrels a run for their money. Pick up all the leaves.
Exhibit A.
Exhibit A. So, I'm Sarah.
I'm Taylor, and this is Katsu.
And this podcast is all about getting real with puppyhood, adulting, career changes, building a life together, and everything in between. And fully owning that we're figuring it out as we go. So we have quite a few updates this time because we had 3 interviews with guests back to back to back, which kind of just all happened at once.
And I think we did a pretty good job.
Yeah, I feel like it was fun. It was nice having you there with me since you weren't in the first interview that we ever had with Jess Alexander, our wedding planner. So it was nice to have you as my co-host back for these
and split
interviews.
The duties.
And if you haven't caught them, so episode 13, we interviewed our friend and officiant, Danny Moaz. He gave us some financial advice for newlyweds or long-term couples. And update on that is we're in the very beginning stages of following that, but we did just open a joint bank account. So really feeling like we're officially married. Just kidding. I don't know if that's like the first thing you do. And then,
sure
and
is.
if you missed a fill forward that I just posted on Friday, I shared that our friend filled out NA in the religious denomination box, and the state of California apparently doesn't accept that. They require non-denominational. So catch that fill forward and learn from us, and don't do that because it already took a month to get that half rejection, and so I can only imagine how long it's going to take to now get our amended
Acorn Patrol.
Yeah, Acorn Patrol. And then in episode 14, we interviewed coach and also podcast host Kelly Tibbetts.
Oh yeah, for the Enneagram.
Yeah,
for the human design.
Yeah, what was that like for you? Because I have been into both of those, but especially human design more recently. So what was that like for you since you're not as much in that world?
Yeah, it was interesting. I kind of align it with the whole like horoscope reading kind of.
I think it's deeper than horoscope reading, because horoscope's like you're going to come into good fortune today, versus human design is like you have more limited energy, and so you need to use it in a more focused way. Like that is more specific to me than just like you're gonna have a blessing today or something.
I guess you're right.
Like it tells you more about you. It's not like it's not trying to predict the future.
Yeah.
She definitely has something else. So I really liked that part, and she actually shared a doc. This is a puppy parenting at its finest.
She ran behind the bush so she couldn't. So she could hide.
So I couldn't take it away. So she left us a document, which we might go through if we have time. But again, it kind of just shows a little bit more of our differences, because the kind of bigger, like the energy type is sort of the first step into human design. And so we're the same energy type. And so she shared that document because we're different on some other things. And then we also interviewed Charlotte Jukes in our last interview, episode 15. And she shared relationship tips and somatic practices and basically how you can learn relationship
through pickleball
lessons through pickleball.
Yeah, she was great.
Yeah, which
Super
is really
nice.
cool. So if you missed any of those, take a listen on our backlog. And my birthday was also, that's what I was saying, was November 16th. and we recorded in between those, so didn't get a chance to update on that. But Taylor was really sweet and got me a bunch of delicious food, and we were able to. We were originally going to have a hot pot dinner with some of our friends so they could also meet Katsu, but a lot of people got sick. So still working on rescheduling that, but we had like a little mini one with another friend, and that was super fun, and got to spend it with our girls and our boys. And then we also just had Thanksgiving, which how did that go for us?
Amazing.
It
We
was
cooked way too much food, I think.
Yeah, we made way too much food per usual, and we were cooking for a really long time. Taylor
But
started Wednesday night.
I think it all was worth it in the end.
Yeah, you started Wednesday night because you were smoking some pork butt to make Chef David Chang's bosom pork,
Yeah.
which is so good. You used to make it for Super Bowls, and then now you've kind of pivoted to making it for Thanksgiving the last 2 years. So
Yeah, I think, but next year's gonna have to be something different.
yeah, well, next year we already have our idea.
Yeah.
We already have our idea, which we can't share. We don't want to ruin the surprise. We need to be able to execute it first. And then I made these pizza sliders, which were Hawaiian sweet rolls, and they had pepperoni in it, and like marinara and cheese, and then a roasted garlic butter on top. And then I also we have a friend, Trent, his mom makes this really bomb sweet potato casserole. And
oh, yes.
after having that, I made it last year because it was so good. And then this year, we've been really into Japanese sweet potatoes. They just have like a really different flavor profile than the normal sweet potatoes, and we like it better. So I was thinking, well, wouldn't it be great? She just trots over there. Wouldn't it be great to maybe like even better to put the Japanese sweet potatoes in a sweet potato casserole? And what do you
It
think?
turned out 10 out of 10. It was
It did
so
not
good. It was
disappoint.
it was
definitely
honestly
was even better.
It was almost a dessert though.
It was.
So I think we could have like toned it down and not had it that crazy.
In what way?
Maybe, like you said, a little less sugar because Japanese sweet potato is already way sweeter than the regular
Okay,
sweet
what's
potato.
funny is that I literally asked him this on Thanksgiving, and he just goes, "I liked it."
But I did like it. But
your aunt was like,
for the masses,
and then now you're changing your tune.
For the masses, I think it would be better for.
But yeah, so highly recommend trying that out. It's even better than regular sweet potatoes, I'd say. And then I also made a tres leches case that your cousin made for our wedding shower.
So good.
It was. I don't think it was quite as good as his cousin when his cousin made it, but because I wasn't confident when the sponge was done, since I've never really made sponges, and it's the toothpick method. It can be very confusing when you're supposed to poke it with a toothpick and see if it comes out clean. Because sometimes it's almost clean and you're like, does that count, or does it need to be clean? And when you pull it out of the oven, it still bakes. So is this fine? So I just was not feeling confident. So I think I might have slightly underbaked it because I was so scared of overbaking it. But then because all the milk soak in, I realized it probably would have been forgiving if I did overbake it.
For sure would have.
So, but all of it was delicious. And then we had a bunch of the traditional turkey.
Can you believe there was 51 people there?
Yeah, we had his parents hosted 51 people, and it was just family, and not even the whole family. Which is
not even the
crazy.
whole family. We're missing 4.
So crazy. And your mom does it so well. She decorates all the tables really nicely. She has a little name card for each person.
Calligraphied out.
She carried on the tradition. Was it from her mom?
Yeah, Dandu.
So she carried on the tradition of giving an ornament at Thanksgiving for each person. And so nice because you can tell she puts a lot of thought into it. She tries to make it personal for each person. You want a cookie? She just wants cookies. And it's always special. I always love the ornaments that she gives us.
Sprinkle some cookies for her?
Yeah. Pro tip.
So she can stop going and getting.
We might have to scrunch it up and make a little sniff mat.
Katsu. Katsu. She keeps going back to her lair over there and getting these dried leaves. Back to the ornaments, what I was talking about. I have 34,
Yeah.
right?
How old are you?
34.
I think you have one extra though, so I think you have 35.
I think I have 35, but I have a broken one that we need to mend.
Yeah.
2 broken ones actually, I think.
Yeah.
But it's
That'd
really
been-
cool. Yeah.
That'd been
So
sitting out all year
yeah,
waiting to be fixed and
back.
stuff.
We're back. We're back, baby. And so yeah, my grandma used to give me one every single Thanksgiving, and then so my mom took over that tradition.
Yeah. And it's nice because they put a tag of the year too, which is nice that they do that for you so you can remember, or they write on the bottom or something. So then it says like Taylor, 91, the year you were born. And then every year after that, so you can, when we're putting them on the tree, it's cool.
Pretty fun tradition
like,
there.
I know what year this was because I have a bunch of ornaments from my parents, but just, I wasn't recording the years because my parents like to get us ornaments every year too. We just started decorating for Christmas because Taylor doesn't curious what camp you're in. Are you in the Christmas can start basically whenever, November 1st, anytime before Thanksgiving? Or are you of the camp it has to start after Thanksgiving? Or are you the camp it has to start December 1st?
I will say, I gave you permission to decorate for Halloween.
I know, I messed
like
up. Things just got busy
September
at the wedding.
or something. And then you didn't decorate till like October 25th.
Things got busy at the wedding.
So, and I also gave you permission to start decorating for Christmas early. And where are we?
No, you gave me permission after Thanksgiving.
We're already a couple days after.
I know. It's still been crazy. We got to go to Enchant last night in Pasadena. No, where was
Arcadia.
it? Arcadia. And that was pretty fun. We've been to Enchant before when the first time I brought you home to Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
And they have an ice skating rink, which Taylor knows how to ice skate and I don't. Which one do I think was better? I'd probably say this one because, well, at least in terms of the food, I feel like they had a lot of food vendors and they had some cool different, like, I felt like they had a good variety of food. They had anywhere between like fancy hot cocos to, we got some really good caramel corn and kettle corn. And we also got a really good pudding cup. And then they had other bakeries there. They had
kind of wish we saw the
like
malasada place before. That sounded good.
Yeah, malasadas are good. I can't say that I would necessarily would have chosen it over the other ones though.
Are you kidding me?
It depends on what it was filled with.
It was probably going to be really good. Assuming like caramel at least.
All of the things that we have are really good though. Yeah. I thought. And then yeah, they have lights. They have a maze that you walk through that has different light installations, and a lot of people are taking pictures in front of them. And then they had a Ferris wheel, and then the ice skating rink. And Taylor basically just pulled me around, which is nice because I can't get the motion down. It does not come naturally to me. And I'm just trying to avoid people, and then they're falling in front of me, and I'm worried I'm gonna run into them. But Taylor got hit yesterday accidentally when someone was flailing and they fell.
Oh yeah,
they whacked you in the nose and you got a nosebleed.
Thankfully it didn't ruin it got me right in the glasses too. Like thankfully these glasses are fine.
Yeah.
I've been so mad if they would have broke my glasses.
I thought you just got a nosebleed because you get kind of nosebleeds kind of often, and then you're like, no, someone hit me. I was like, what? Someone hit you? Why?
And you're like, no,
accidentally. I was like, oh.
Got me right in the face, and I just skated off into the distance.
Into the distance. You did.
In a pit lane, actually.
Our other win that we've had since we last talked about our personal life on the podcast is we went to Tom Segura's comedy show.
Ooh, yeah.
And that was probably our first night out from Katsu. And how long did she cry for?
Oh, an hour straight.
Hour. I think a straight hour of just howling and whining.
What has this taught us about raising a little human being?
That's going to be super hard. We're not cut out for it. I keep telling Taylor, like, at least there's kind of an end, like a light at the end of the tunnel for puppies, because like kind of around 6 months is when they're done teething and when they're pretty good with potty training and sleep training and all of those things. Like they're calming down a little bit. Obviously they're still a puppy, but with kids, from everything we've heard and everything we've seen, that's not the case.
Yeah.
And somebody at Thanksgiving was like, when we said, oh yeah, Katsu's been definitely more of a challenging puppy than Waffles was, they're like, oh, this is better practice for kids, because kids are kind of just an elongated version of puppies. And we're like, this is already terrible. She's getting better though.
What have you
we're
learned
like
about sleep deprivation yet?
yeah.
Have you learned anything?
Have I learned from what have I learned?
Yeah. How
from
much
sleep deprivation?
Yeah.
I
Don't like it.
really have zero. I have really, really zero patience when I have sleep deprivation.
How are we gonna handle
I sound
crying?
mad at everything.
How are we gonna handle a crying baby?
Not well. Put the AirPods noise cancellation and play some calming music, and then try to be calming energy. I don't know if I can be calming energy if someone's just screaming their head off.
No way.
So I'm gonna need those.
No way.
But yeah, so we're a little bit scared of that now because Katsu's been a lot more challenging, but we are slowly making progress. I think we're like a week and a half into the crate training, and actually she's
Doing pretty well.
She's doing pretty well. We're so close to her sleeping through the night.
Yeah.
She's been waking up at 4:30. First it was like 3:30, then became 4:30. But we've also been going to bed a little bit later, so I don't know if how long the 4:30 is gonna stick. And we were waking up at 4:30 pre-Katsu days.
I would say we're like a week away from her sleeping through the night.
So that would be fine if we were working up that time, but since we're not quite back on that schedule yet, we've been more getting up at like 6 on the weekends, however long we can push it with Katsu. But that's huge because she was waking up like 5 times in the night. And then this morning was the first time she actually kind of went back to sleep on the third try of me putting her back into her crate at 4:30, but then she only slept for maybe 20 or 30 minutes, and then I had her come lay out with me on the couch.
And then she passes out right away.
And then she passes out right away, screaming her head off for like 10 minutes, and then goes right back to sleep.
No, are we cutting ourselves short by allowing her to come sleep with us?
Well, that's why I tried to put her back in multiple times today.
Yeah.
So I was like,
sometimes you just don't have the patience for that, though.
A lot of times you don't have the patience and you're really tired and you just want to go back to sleep. So you just go over there and you lay down and she stops barking. We'll be the first to admit it. It's hard. It's easier said than done.
How do you not do that?
Stay consistent.
How do you not do that?
But yeah, if we had a trainer right now, they'd be like, you're basically showing her that she can freak out and she can get to go lay on the couch with you. But it's hard. It's hard when you want those couple hours.
Yeah.
More of sleep.
Especially if you look at the clock and it's like 4:30 and you're like, oh.
Yeah. So, and then she and Waffles are honestly getting along pretty well. Waffle, they basically just play bite, because I think that's kind of the only way Katsu knows how to play right now. Like they haven't quite figured out tug of war, and they haven't really totally figured out chase, which is probably good for inside right now. But yeah, they play bite. You still have to supervise a lot because Waffles is so much bigger, and also Katsu is a little land shark and will just latch on to Waffles and has razor sharp teeth. So you have to kind of supervise for both of them so neither of them gets hurt, and then break it up every so often because they're nonstop. They don't take breaks. They'll only nap kind of next to each other if they're on opposite sides of the gates, or if we're there is kind of the only time. But if they're just kind of doing their thing, they will never calm down. And then we have also been taking Katsu to Home Depot. She went a few times. She got a little anxious yesterday, I think, because maybe there was too many people in there. There was a lot of people there.
There was too many people. It was really crowded.
So when we went back today, she was a lot more chill.
Way less crowded today.
And Taylor let us upgrade our Christmas decorations. So we got a few we got a Grinch and his dog Max, and we got
the deal was too good to give up.
And we got some colorful lights to trim the walkway, which is fun. So I think we'll look really legit this year because we're pretty much us and one other house are the only houses on our street that pretty much.
And we're not talking
decorate.
like a lot of decorations to begin with.
Yeah,
Like
we're not talking like over the top.
we do the house, and then we had some bushes and a little
Yeah,
bit of our tree.
we have one bush net basically, and
Yeah.
then last year was the first year we did our tree, the outside tree.
Yeah.
Since we had our last podcast, I realized we put this in a fail forward, but we didn't put this on the podcast. So a couple weeks ago, it rained for several days in LA for the first time, and that was Katsu's first experience with rain, and she did not like it. She did not like the feeling of getting wet.
She's a SoCal girly. What do you want
She's
from her?
a SoCal girly through and through, and I tried to take her over. We have this little gravel area that's a little bit covered by the house, the roof, and she never goes over there, so she didn't want to go potty over there. So I took her out so many times throughout the night, and she ended up holding her bladder for 12 hours. And this is already a couple weeks ago, so at that age, she was only usually holding her bladder for like 2 or 3 hours max. So I was getting really nervous. Basically stayed up all night trying to get her to go out, Oh my gosh. It was stressful because I'm like, is it even safe for a puppy to hold their bladder this long? Like, do I need to call the vet? Like, what do I do? Chat GPTing it all night since Taylor was sleeping. It was stressful. And then unfortunately, I think either she got some moisture or just from the scratching of it feeling weird on her, the rain feeling weird on her skin, she got some stuff in her ears. So she had an ear infection right after that. We had to take her to the vet. So thankfully we're through that. The floppy ears
team
are
floppy ear.
Yeah, definitely more prone to getting more infections. So she already had her first one. And
which we've been really fortunate because Waffles has not had.
Yeah, she only had the one time.
That one time.
And it was after she had to wear her cone for so long.
Oh my God, so like over a couple months.
Yeah, it was after she
maybe like 2
got
months.
Spayed.
Maybe
we actually tried to avoid the cone. We had her in this little like onesie.
Yeah.
And then it turned out we ended up having to get her shaved because she had a bunch of mats right before she got spayed. And when they did that, the groomer, I think, accidentally nicked her little armpit.
Bad.
And we didn't notice it because she's wearing this onesie the whole time for like a week after she got spayed. And then as soon as I took it off, she wasn't licking her stitches. She was licking her arm. And I was like, "What? Why are you licking your arm? Look at it." And it was like this huge white thing. And I was like, "What?" Showed it to Taylor. Like, what is this? Went to the vet. Yeah, it turns out, I think just because it was in that sensitive spot that also it moves when
friction.
she walks. So it just spread open. And yeah, I mean, she almost had to get emergency stitches.
Yeah.
It was so wide. So that was stressful. And then when that healed, she really had to wear the cone. And then when that healed, then she got an ear infection. They're like, "Oh, sorry, she got an ear infection in one ear. She's going to have to continue wearing the cone." And then she got an ear infection in the other ear.
As soon as the other ear was done.
Yeah. So poor girl had to wear her cone for like 3 months. It was so long. It was so long. And a lot of that was happening right when we were going to Europe, and my parents thankfully were here, but they had to deal with it. It's like every time my parents come to watch the pets when we go on vacation.
I think they were dealing, because I remember getting a text. They were like, "Yeah, I might have to do emergency stitches."
No, that was me. I took her, but it was like a few days after that they had to go, because it had to be cleaned too, kind of by the vet every so often to make sure it was healing properly. So they had to go take her a bunch. But it was like one thing or another when my parents come and watch the house. Something leaks or breaks, and then or something's up with the dog. So hopefully not this next time when we go on our honeymoon. What else with Katsu? I mean, basically she still has
potty training. Potty training has been way more challenging than it was with Waffles. A lot more
she's like a little ninja. She'll be right behind you, and then you'll turn around and grab one thing, and you'll turn around and she's gone, and then you don't even know which room, because she can, right now, pretty much all the rooms that have doors have a door buddy on them, so that kind of keeps the door cracked so the cats can go in and out. and the dogs, aka Waffles, who's full grown, can't go in. So it's a great tool for preventing the dog from getting into the cat litter because Waffles has done that a few times, which is totally disgusting. And it's a way to give the cats like a safe space in case they're having to run away from the dog, because Waffles has been known to chase them occasionally still. But little Katsu can fit through that crack right now, so she can really she's just.
We might have to like tighten the cracks up a little bit. I think Jinx and Jet could fit through something a little smaller.
I think Jet can, but we gotta make sure Jinx can. So we have it on pretty much every door now. Because Waffles was also getting into like our laundry basket and this and that. So we have that on every door, but it doesn't really help when Katsu can fit through them. And then she'll go usually in the garage, but just occasionally somewhere else, and she'll go potty there and you won't know. Or she'll even go potty when I'm in there and she's so quiet and like sneaks off and just all of a sudden it's there. I pretty much never catch her in the act. I just find it later.
Only sometimes I've caught her in the act.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we were just more on it with Waffles because she was our only one, or if Katsu is just a little more.
Yeah, we were probably more on it with Waffles.
Because Waffles really didn't have that many accidents inside.
No.
So, but a huge thing was when we went to Enchant yesterday, because we have a little playpen connected to the crate for Katsu.
Oh yeah, no accidents.
Yeah, we have a couple pee pads in there. And usually
maybe she was just barking so much that she didn't.
Yeah.
She just like fell asleep after she was done.
I think she did. Tired herself out and screaming.
For an hour.
And she throws her head back and like howls. So dramatic on the little furbo that we have. We're like, yeah. She's howling. We have to make sure we close all the windows when we're leaving anyways, but we have to make sure we close them at night too so that she doesn't wake up the neighbors / the other person who's sleeping. Yeah, she's so dramatic. I was gonna say that she still has pretty severe separation anxiety from me, but I think it's getting a little bit better.
Maybe.
She's not like crying quite as much when I leave the room and you're there.
What are you doing to work on that?
I leave her in there to do a lot of small things, like go to the bathroom, flip the laundry, work on some stuff, and then I give her treats. I come back and give her a treat for sitting and being calm.
Because with Waffles, we literally just like let her stay in the kitchen and we just went in the other room and she just kind of.
Yeah, she was a lot more chill. There was a few times she was upset, but not nearly.
Yeah, not nearly as much as this dog.
This dog I'm inside the kitchen still and she starts freaking out. So yeah, and then it said, because I've been using ChatGPT to give me some reminders.
Do you think ChatGPT has made us better dog people than using the paid service that we did last time for the training?
No.
No? Do you think the training was better?
I think the training's better. In terms of, I just felt like some of it is similar advice. And it is nice to have ChatGPT like up with you at night, so you're like, "Is this okay? Is it okay that she's been holding her bladder for 8 hours and I can't make her go and it's raining?" It's nice to have that kind of go-to resource in real time.
Yes.
But I would say I kind of feel like, I guess maybe seeing the modeling. I mean, and it does link to videos and stuff, but I think seeing the modeling and having someone be able to explain every little thing, because it's not like I record myself and then, I guess you could, but I don't record myself necessarily and then send it to ChatGPT.
Right.
But the trainer's right there, and remember the trainer was saying like timing's everything. Like you basically have to have the treat, which we're probably still not great about this, but you have to have the treat ready to go basically. And then as soon as, like if you're teaching sit, like as soon as the second that their bum hits the ground, you give the treat. Because if you wait till they hit the ground and then she sniffs something and then you give the treat, she might be like, "Oh, was it because I sniffed something?" So it might associate it with an incorrect behavior that you didn't even mean to reinforce. Yeah, mark. And so it is nice to have that in-person, real-time expert have like notice that, versus me asking ChatGPT, "Weird, I don't know, I'm trying to teach her sit, but she keeps sniffing stuff. Like, it might not realize like I'm the problem of it's the timing, and I'm doing it a little bit too late, even when if I think I'm doing it right away.
There's our
So stuff
million.
like
There's
that.
our $1 million idea.
What's our $1 million idea?
AI dog training companion.
Oh, I'm sure that's coming.
Virtual.
I'm sure that's coming. Yeah.
Be able to record yourself.
Yeah.
And give you live time.
I'm sure.
Feedback.
Sure, yeah. Same with probably cooking.
Okay, you didn't mark the right cue.
What if for cooking it's like you get one of those really intense Michelin star chefs and they yell at you when you're doing it?
I need that.
Kind of like in The Bear.
Bring it on.
They yell at you.
Hands.
Yes, chef.
Yes, chef. Hands.
You're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. This is trash. I don't know. I would end up crying probably.
Can I handle the heat?
I don't know if I could handle how much heat.
Stay out of the kitchen.
Yeah. What else did we do with Katsu? Oh, I did want to share this. I made a note about this. So in episode 12, we had way too much. We were in the thick of sleepless nights and we had way too much brain fog. But I just wanted to touch on how we ended up going with Katsu as her name. We kind of just said that.
Oh, yeah.
But in the episode before that, we all voted. I showed the video of us voting. We all voted for Churro, and then also we named her Katsu.
Well, because she didn't. We got her and
Yeah,
ended up
but
not being the
I just
churro.
wanted to touch on that.
Oh,
So we did really like Churro, and we actually had a couple of other good names. I think Strudel was another one that we came up with. And a standalone, I really like it, but one of my cousins was strongly team Katsu, and she said, you know, chicken and waffles, but make it local style because she lives in Hawaii. And we were like, okay, true. This is you know, however long we have waffles for, and it would be the best time to do a play on chicken and waffles. Otherwise, we probably, you know, we're not going to have another waffles dog. So
Yeah.
it was that kind of won us over, and we liked the island style nod, so we went with Katsu. And then another thing was, I can't believe, because I guess we haven't been able to talk on our own podcast for a little bit of our updates, but I made another note too that I got really ambitious, and a few days after we got Katsu, I took both cats for their annual checkups and Katsu to the vet by myself, and it was a lot. I had 2 carriers, one on each shoulder, and then I had Katsu in the stroller. Thankfully, at least I had the stroller, and it was a lot. I mean,
But you made it.
They ended up having to.
You probably looked wild walking into there.
Yeah, they ended up having to measure Jet, you know, separately in another room because I think there was just too much going on with Katsu and Jinx meowing and then like other animals. So she ended up having to go into a room with him solo because he was just a little too wired, I think, from that. And from that, I don't know if we've mentioned this, but we learned from the cats' blood work that they both have high kidney, some kind of kidney metric. And so we're having to put them on a renal diet.
Which I had even no idea what that was.
I had no idea what that was. You have to get a prescription from the vet to even buy it at the pet store. And basically, I think the main component is that it's less protein because I guess high protein foods are tough on their kidneys. And right now, it's thankfully nothing wrong with them. It was kind of just like an early thing to catch and get under control.
So maybe does Jinx have to go to like almost be a total vegetarian?
Well, surprisingly, Jet's metric
so
was
mad.
higher than Jinx's.
Jinx would be so mad.
Oh yeah, Jinx would not have that. He would not go vegetarian. And which is weird because Jet's younger than him. But I guess, and it's kind of weird that they were both fine last year and then they both had higher than normal, whatever score this was. And so I guess it's natural as they get older. But yeah, we just got to get them on this diet and find what works for them. Tried a first brand, and Jinx actually liked it, but then ended up horribly puking 3 times in a row, I think.
Yeah.
So definitely stopped giving him that, returned what they didn't eat of that, and then we're trying a different brand probably next week after he has a week of not throwing up and get back to baseline. But yeah, poor Jinx. Apparently that did not agree with him. And I wanted to. Do you want to just take a quick look at that Enneagram Human Design document?
Sure.
So, I don't know. This is just one of the arrows. So on your human design chart, there's a bunch of arrows that either face right or left, and they mean whatever. Apparently, that means different things. That's kind of further along in human design than I am because there are just so many little things. I've kind of been on the bigger, more generic topics than I've done a deep dive. But this is what Kelly left us with. So there is, she wrote P, which is in the top left. It's the left arrow. So this is strategic digestion / active brain. You learn best with structure, routine, and active engagement. You function well with scheduled meals, structured learnings, and systems. Agree or disagree?
I'd agree with that statement.
I have passive digestion and a receptive brain, which means I learn through flow, openness, and immersion, not structure, which is interesting because I've always thought I learned well with structure. But I think I've been craving less structure, which is why I left corporate. So I'm like, oh, maybe because I was so far out of alignment for me. But I think I'm good at creating structure. And I need freedom to take in life without force or routine.
I feel like you enjoy routine, though.
I do enjoy. I think a routine is safe, but I think I probably experience life more when I don't necessarily have a routine.
Yes.
But I'd say my comfort zone is routine. Okay, for you, this is the bottom left right arrow. This is, you have passive environment / observer. You're meant to be placed in the right environment, not chase it. When you're in the correct place, your body relaxes and magic happens.
I like the sound of that, baby.
For me, I'm active environment / participant. I need to curate and actively choose my space to thrive. That's interesting. And I'm meant to interact physically with my environment. And then the last two, so R, the bottom right, which is the right arrow. You're receptive, perceptive, peripheral vision. Because awareness works better when you're not trying to, quote, figure it out. And you're here to witness life, not over-focus or analyze.
I'd say that's somewhat accurate.
Mine is strategic perspective / focused vision. I see the world through a strategic lens. Couldn't say that. Details, patterns, direction. That's pretty
100%.
true. That's pretty true. I need clarity in what to focus on. Otherwise, I may feel scattered. That's also pretty accurate. Okay, last one. D, top right, left arrow. Strategic mind, mental focus. Your mind is built to think deeply, analyze, and problem solve, but only when the body is relaxed and nourished properly.
I can see that. I need to get my sleep and eat.
And you need to work out.
Yeah. And that's when I can focus most.
Yeah. Mine is receptive mind, open awareness, designed to be more passive and open in mental orientation. Insights drop in when I'm relaxed, not when I push.
Yeah. True.
Okay, relationship application.
I'm not going to start Thanksgiving dinner till 3 o'clock. We need to leave at 4 o'clock.
Insights drop in when I'm relaxed, not when I push or am pushed.
Exactly.
Yeah. What Taylor's talking about is that, yet again, for Thanksgiving is I always think I start super early. Like, I look at all the cook times on these things. I try to add an extra, hour cushion, and yet somehow still I'm like down to the wire, sweating bullets.
It all pays off.
Is it going to be finished in time? I'm like, I don't know. And then I'm like, never do my hair because I run out of time.
I try to warn you earlier in the day to try to get you to
like,
go.
I'm on track. And then I don't know, things are there's steps within the steps. Or, what also really bothers me about a lot of recipes is that they don't add the time in for the time it takes you to chop all the stuff. And
Mise en place.
Yeah, the mise en place. And so they underinflate how much time it's going to take, especially for someone who maybe chops a little bit slower like me. Because especially now we have these really
Sharp
nice,
knives.
fancy knives for once in our lives. I'm scared because they can for sure take a finger off.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we've been having a lot of fun. With all of our new supplies, we've been slowly getting rid of more plastic in the kitchen. We got a bunch of stainless steel stuff. I think our stainless steel pots and pans are supposed to come soon, and we really need to learn how to use it properly because the one that we have is just completely black and burned.
I think we're cooking way too hot.
It's hard because it tells you to wait till the water, like
I know, but
pools
then
or
I think
whatever.
once you do that, I think you got to turn down to like a low medium instead of being ripping on high.
I don't rip it on high. I rip it on medium.
I think a low medium.
But then you're like, I get scared that it's gonna cool below.
No, I think you're good. I think you're good.
Non-stick temperature.
I think you're good. And you have to use butter. You have to use some oil and some fat in there.
I know. I think the oil is what is burned onto the.
Yeah, because you're ripping too hot. That's why.
I like how he says it's just me when I'm pretty sure you contributed to the
Sorry, we're ripping too hot. We.
It better always be a we in this house, unless it's something that got messed up. And then it can just be you.
We.
Okay. So relationship application, mental and energetic contrast. So you're strategic and receptive. You want to focus your mind, but live life gently, observing. I am receptive, strategic, which means I want to think freely, but engage actively with the world.
What? Can we read mine again?
You want to focus your mind, but live life gently, observing.
Yeah.
I want to think freely, but engage actively with the world.
I think that's true for you.
This means you might try to, quote unquote, solve life with your mind, but your body wants peace and space to receive. I might be physically energetic and interactive, but my mind works best when not forcing ideas. All right, how to make our dynamic work. You need alone time in the right place for downloads and insights. Best not to push your body. Your environment will do the work if it's right. Let your focused mind work only once his receptive body is settled. For me, I must move and interact with my environment. It helps with emotional clarity. Avoid mentally pushing myself. My best ideas arrive when she lets go. That's been tough. I don't
think let go is in your vocabulary.
That's really challenging. I need structure and vision and focus, but freedom in thought. Okay, I like that. So here's just a couple practices to end on. Differences. You may thrive with structure, meal routines, focused study. I may thrive with flow, flexible schedules, intuitive eating / learning.
Flexible schedules?
Yeah, I feel like do you think I'm more structured than you, or you're more structured than me? I'd say maybe you slightly more on the routine.
I think yeah.
But like pretty close, I'd say.
Pretty close.
I think we both are pretty hardcore on the routine. Space and processing. Give each other space to process differently. You need instinctual quiet, and I need emotional waves. Let our differences in mental speed and physical interaction become complementary, not conflict. I don't really know what that means.
Yeah, what was that last part? Or what?
Let our differences in mental speed and physical interaction. I think because I have to interact with my environment, and you need to observe and be in the right environment.
I like being an observer.
You do like being an observer. Neighborhood watch.
I do. I like checking things out.
Well, can you think of anything else to
making sure that nothing's
share over the last few weeks that you wanted to share?
No, I just think that conversation with Kelly was super enlightening.
Yeah, really interesting. Definitely those are just tools to understand yourself
Makes you
better.
just think about life differently.
Yeah, and I think it also, if you, for me, it validated some of how I was feeling. Like for example, we're both projectors, so the best use of our energy is when we're invited in, and that'll be recognized and appreciated, and in smaller bursts. So more focused work, 3 to 4 hours, and then a break, which has been really hard for me to even put into practice because I can just pretend like I'm a generator all day long, which they have energy that just goes for days and they can just go and go and go. And that's what basically corporate America is built on, is the generator type energy type. And that's why the rest of us tend to get burned out. And so learning that and then being like, oh, this is what I've been feeling. And again, I'm still struggling with actually putting it into practice, but learning that, oh, yeah, I've been burnt out because I've been pushing myself to be like that when I'm not naturally like that, felt kind of validating and made me understand myself more. So I like those tools. And then I think we learned great tips from all of our guests. So definitely go check out those episodes if you haven't yet. And then stay tuned for more puppy chaos and whatever else is next for our holiday experience.
Cat in a hat.
Cat in the hat. Oh, another cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, down the I can't wait to get another kitten, honestly. I love dogs and they're so cute when they're puppies, but after how much extra work Katsu is, I just can't wait to get another kitten because kittens just come and they just already know how to use the litter box. Yes, they also have razor sharp teeth and claws, but they also weigh like 2 pounds and they just sleep on you.
I thought going from one dog to 2 dogs wasn't going to be as nearly big as a leap going from like 0 to 1.
I thought 0 to 1 was going to be the hardest.
0 to 2 is tough. Sorry, 1 to 2.
Which is what people say about kids too, because then you have your older child and you have to give them attention and figure out that interaction. So I guess that's true for dogs too. Is 1 to 2 is a little tougher. Definitely is not as easy. My mom was pushing for us to get 2 puppies at the same time, which has been absolutely insane. But you do kind of see why, so you can get it over with at the same time. But I wouldn't recommend that. I would do 2 cats at the same time, but I would not do 2 dogs.
No, yeah, no.
Yeah, I can't wait. Cats can be just a breeze. All right, well, thanks for tuning in to our 16th episode of Not Fully Qualified, where none of us really know what we're doing. Where can you find us?
You can find us on Spotify, Instagram, and Apple Podcasts at Not Fully Qualified.
And YouTube.
Oh, and
you
on YouTube.
You never get all 4, but you're always close. That's basically what this podcast is about.
We're almost there.
We're trying. We're doing our best.
16th episode.
We're learning together. So see you next time.